Hi there and welcome to Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. I'm Ashleigh Cumins, the proud owner of Ashleigh Newburn's personal training, ANPT for short. If you're new to this podcast and you want to get serious about building strength, reshaping your body, or simply feeling amazing in your own skin, you're in the right place. In this podcast, we get down to what really matters when it comes to fitness, nutrition, and becoming the best version of yourself. In our last episode, we dove into science-backed tips for fat loss and muscle growth and why body composition is important. In episode 8, we're shifting gears to talk about cardio, but not just any cardio done right. Building on episode 7, we briefly touched on cardio, low intensity and high intensity. Today's episode ties directly into our last, because cardio isn't just about burning calories. It's about balancing energy expenditure with recovery to achieve fat loss, not just weight loss. When combined with strength training, cardio can help you break through plateaus, enhance endurance, and optimize your body composition. So if you're ready to discover how to integrate cardio the smart way, let's jump in. Briefly touched on in our last episode, cardio is important for calorie burn, helps create a calorie deficit, essential for those looking for fat loss, very important for our heart health, boosts cardiovascular fitness and stamina, really good for encouraging our body to use fat as fuel during a low intensity cardio. It is also really important for performance enhancing. Builds endurance that supports your strength workouts. The key here is too much cardio can burn you out and cost you your muscle mass. As briefly spoken about in episode 7, the more muscle mass you have, the faster your metabolism. Let's talk about the 2 different types of cardio today. And then from this, you guys can take some things away and work out when and what sort of cardio is going to be best for you and your lifestyle. Low intensity cardio. What is it? It's a moderate paced activity like walking, cycling, or swimming, done for a minimum of 30 to 40 minutes and around 60 minutes. This is keeping your heart rate down between around 50 to 65%, which is why it's low intensity. Why it works, it is really good for being gentle on your joints. I often use low intensity cardio for active recovery, which we briefly spoke about in our last episode. It promotes fat burning and can help reduce stress. Again, we touched on that in our latest episode. For an example, 30 minutes on a bike at a light resistance, a 45-minute walk. Low intensity cardio is perfect to use on strength days or as an active recovery after strength training. It's best to use on rest days and after strength training as an active recovery. So an example, all you listeners out there that participate in our classes, if you do arms and abs or tummy, butts and thighs, and you have an open gym membership, jumping on the bike for 30 to 40 minutes after this can be ideal for low intensity, steady state cardio. Now to touch on high intensity cardios. This is your HIIT training. What is it? Brief description, it's short bursts of intense effort followed by rest or low intensity recovery. Sessions last from 15 to 25 minutes. An example of this for all you listeners out there that are a member with ANPT, prime example is our Tabata class. That is your high intensity interval training. Our total body classes, our body blast classes, these are all high intensity interval training. Why does it work? It's efficient for calorie burn in a shorter time. Again, more of the science reason why we have it on our timetable and why our classes are 30 minutes. A lot of people are time poor. They don't have 60 minutes to do a low intensity cardio session. Doing a 30-minute high intensity workout can give them the same calorie burn in a shorter time. Preserves muscle better than excessive steady state cardio. Elevates calorie burn for up to 48 hours after your high intensity workout. Best times for HIIT training session is 2 to 3 times a week on non-lifting days. Again, using ANPT's timetable as an example, our arms and abs and tummy, butts and thighs are on separate days. These are majority of our strength training, or your peak performance is another strength training class, barbells and dumbbells and strength class on a Thursday. The other classes we have on our timetable on the Monday, Tuesday and Friday are your high intensity. And these are done on your non-lifting days. Avoid any heavy strength training on the days that you do a really good high intensity training session. This is going to help prevent overtraining. Now, the question that you are asking yourself is, which should I choose? Low intensity cardio is great for beginners or during heavy training weeks. Again, ideally, if you're testing your 1 rep max, that week, more low intensity cardio would be great. It is ideal for stress reduction. Again, briefly referring back to our latest episode about stress, let's use that bucket analogy. If you're got a busy schedule, your work demands are quite high, your home life is quite stressful, and that bucket is almost full, I would highly recommend not adding HIIT training. That could be the stress on your body that tips that bucket over edge. Personally, only you know when your stress is too high, inside or outside the gym. It doesn't matter. Stress is stress. This is when you would then go to low intensity. And again, it doesn't mean missing out an example like on a Tabata class. If you remember, it could just mean that instead of doing the Tabata at a higher intensity, you go at a slower pace. And your reasonings are valid. Every individual is different. High intensity exercise, perfect for people with busy schedules. It does demand more recovery. Those that do the 5 classes a week, this is a perfect balance, but don't overdo it. How much cardio should you do? Now, low intensity, minimum of 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week. If you do HIIT, it is 30 minutes, 2 sessions at least. Again, to make the decision which one you should do, it's going to be based on your lifestyle. Pairing any cardio with resistance training is going to elevate your results. Again, we briefly spoke about it. Your high intensity cardio session should be done on separate days to the days that you're focusing on your strength. Post-workout cardio, if you do want to do something after your strength training sessions, you would choose a more low intense steady state cardio. Avoid overdoing it. Too much cardio can hinder your recovery and muscle growth. Building on what we briefly spoke about in the last episode, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you burn at rest, which then equals a better body composition. And again, just touching on what we went through in the last episode, fat loss and weight loss is not the same. An example of this with all my clients, we do waist measurements and a weigh-in, because an example of this is if your weight has jumped down dramatically, but our waist has jumped up. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to work this out, that you have just lost weight. You have not lost body fat. Now, weight can be muscle, can be water, can just be the fact that you have not eaten very many carbohydrates the day before weigh-in. When your waist consistently goes down, this is more an example of fat loss. You cannot lose centimeters off your belly without it coming from fat. Which is why at ANPT, all of our coaches are trained in this way to focus on the waist as well as the weight, as both metrics are important. But remember, fat loss and weight loss is not the same. I know as a female, a lot of you guys chase a number on the scale. I do believe it is really important to really focus and put more emphasis on your waist measurements. Your weight may only go down 1 or 2 kilos over a course of time, but you may lose 4 to 5 centimeters off your waist. This is a massive change in composition. This means that your clothes will fit differently. This means that you will feel better. We don't walk around, remember, with a plaque on our head saying exactly what you weigh. This ties a lot into the last episode of 2 people can weigh the same and look completely different. That's getting back to the more muscle mass. Now, cardio is a powerful tool, but the way you use it determines your success. Incorporating low intensity cardio is perfect for fat burning just whilst you're training and a good active recovery. Sprinkle it with a little bit of HIIT for efficiency and metabolic boosts. Combined with strength training, cardio will help you burn fat, preserve muscle, and enhance your performance. That's a wrap of today's episode of Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. Today we uncovered how to maximize the benefits of cardio, whether it's low intensity for steady fat burning or high intensity for time efficient results. Remember, cardio isn't the enemy of muscle. It's a powerful tool when used strategically alongside your strength training. Today we built on the foundation we set in episode 7. You all now should have a balanced approach of strength training, building lean muscle, and cardio to enhance your body composition goals. Together, they're a perfect recipe for reshaping your body composition. If there's one thing I would love for you guys to take away from today, as you move forward, is try adding low intensity cardio sessions to your rest day or after your heavy lifting, adding HIIT workouts on the opposite days to allow more time effective benefits. And remember, small changes lead to big results when done consistently. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave us a review. Join us next week for episode 9 as we tackle tracking your nutrition and why. Until then, stay strong, stay consistent, and let's rebuild your body one step at a time.